Welcome to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium in Memphis, Tennessee. After a full day of college football, the sun is down, the lights are on, and we still have more for you on EA Sports. It's the Army Black Knights and the Memphis Tigers. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's say hello to our friend Holly Rowe on the sideline.
Guys, the Black Knights head coach told me before the game, this running back has been unstoppable this season. He is ranked top 5 in the country in rushing yards, and people are starting to mention his name in the Heisman talk. He is really devastating at the line of scrimmage, showing patience running behind blocks, and coach said he belongs in this conversation as long as he keeps his head down and continues to do his job. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. Memphis will kick it off to get us underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Benson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The running back has it. Breaks into the open. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. That's exactly what you'd expect from this brave old Army team getting it done on the ground.
Yeah, they know who they are. They know what they want to do, and they're going to run the football at you early and often in this football game.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Guys, let's give a little context to where Army is. They had a win on the recruiting trail last week, 3-star linebacker giving a verbal commitment, and getting good talent like that is what a program at this level really needs to succeed.
Yeah, this is the next step for this program, right? Continue to get talent and high school talent that can come in that they can compete with your roster right now. Those are the guys that really help you take that next step.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. From the gun, wants to pass. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. And the Black Knights send out the punt unit.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. Wants to adjust the pattern. Across the 45. Off to the races to the right. Touchdown, Memphis. This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone.
And that is exactly what they wanted to see. They talked about bolstering their speed at the running back spot. They said this guy could do it. And you get a good glimpse of it early in this football game. Palmer, there's one thing to talk about speed. It's another thing to talk about speed. And that guy takes off, erases some angles, and makes the big play early.
It's so true, David. There's so many really good running backs in the country that can make people miss, but when we see them get into the second level, they always get caught. This guy is a little bit different. And now if you're on defense, that's a big alert. You know, hey, if we don't tackle him, if linebackers miss him, if safeties miss him, and this guy gets in the second level, he is taking it to the house. There's a lot of pressure now in this defense to tackle.
give to the single back. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Fires to the middle. Finds the big tight end. And he surges up to the 30. Six-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The Black Knights come to the line after the big connection and going back to work. The give to the left. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Trying to burn this defensive back. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
We talked to the coaches coming into this one. They know field position was going to be a huge factor for them winning this one. They had a really nice punt earlier in this game. Great job getting down and covering it. Won't surprise me if they decide to play it safe again here on 4th.
He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Running inside. It's Hayden. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Sends it back in motion. Looking to pass. It's Nolan. Get it out to the supersonic guy. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. On his feet at the 40. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. He's up to 90 yards on the ground, and that magical 1,000-yard mark is oh so close. Off the RPO, complete. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
To the air on second down. On target. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, only a place to be tackled immediately. After the completion, we see there is a man down, and the clock will stop to check on him. That is the senior running back who's slow to get up. Holly will keep an eye on things on the sideline for us. Memphis hoping to take advantage of this red zone trip. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Picked off, that's number 15 on the year. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Finds his man. It's Anderson.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So nice job by the offensive coordinator giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
They'll go back to the ground. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the Black Knights come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Keeps it himself. Might have a chance. Touchdown, Black Knights! Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
This quarterback is so unique, and he's so special because of his running ability, his wiggle, his speed, and his burst in the open field. He's like a running back playing the quarterback position, and he shows you that on that play.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. Bulldozes his way through. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. The run inside. It's Hayden. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. After that tight first quarter, this second period ought to be a lot of fun. just feeds the running back. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Might be decision time if the defense can get a stop on third down from the 45. Looking to throw, it's Nolan. Oh, that slithered right through his fingers and would have been his second interception of the game. Instead, it's fourth down.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing a pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got to settle himself down.
Now on fourth down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here.
Oh, he's got some space.
Hey, man, this defense, they look a little bit frustrated. Like, he's done this time and time again here in the first half, and it's still early in this football game, but they got to find an answer for his legs. Like, he's chewing up too many yards, making too many big plays. Got to find a way to make him one-dimensional and make some bad things happen when he tries to...
Could be an alley. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. On a little time, lets it go. Finds his big tight end. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. They'll run it on first and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on second.
Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Back to pass. Touchdown, Army! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
What a fantastic route that time. If you're going to be able to throw the ball down in this area of the field where the windows close so quickly, you have got to be precise with the route running, and that's what happened right there. That's an easy connection between the QB and his target for the score.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Gives him the big stiff arm. And he winds up right where he would have on the touchback. Goes out of bounds at the 25. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Finds a man on the right. Oh, a lot of space. All the way. Touchdown, Memphis.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Benson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Army sends its offense onto the field to start the drive. These two offenses have been outstanding in the early going, and that ramps up the pressure to put something on the board every time you touch it. Throws to the wideout. Pulls it in. It's Anderson. They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Under fire. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Powers through the defender. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. The Black Knights can do it on the ground with a Mr. Inside or Mr. Outside. They just love to run it.
They'll do it however way you want it. Whether it's inside and they're going to give the first one or they're going to run the option off it, you're going to get a steady dose of running the football. They will check to see how physical you want to be in a football game.
Punts it out of the air. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Short pickup of 4 on first down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Across the 25. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
And this defense, man, they've got to find some answers. They've been less physical than the offense. They've owned the line of scrimmage. They're running the football, putting a drive together. All right, now in the red zone, field shrinking. How do they handle?
Headed to the end zone. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has them set up. The Black Knights are in the hurry-up. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Black Knights!
That play calling menu just gets so much bigger when I got a guy, Jesse, that can do this. Like, he can run the football, such a weapon. We saw it all throughout this game so far, and you see it once you get closer to that red area, man. You get that +1 advantage having your quarterback that can be a running threat.
And the frustrating part for a defense, too, is that even when you're right, you're wrong. And we've seen on some of these runs today, guys have been in position to make a tackle, but they just can't get him down on the ground. He's got that dynamic running ability. He's a true dual threat. And right now, he's given this defense all they can handle.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Pressure coming. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, it's Nolan. Grab behind the line, it's Hayden. Pulled down for the tackle.
And, man, you got to love that from your corner. Willing to pull the trigger right away. Obviously, the running back slips out of the backfield. They throw him the football, but he doesn't waste any time. He doesn't hesitate, pulls the trigger, runs at him, makes the nice tackle, and gets the stop.
Time to take a shot. And here's the third interception of the night. Bringing it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. Looking to throw on first down. Under fire. Right down the middle. All by himself. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. Now, the offense wants to make sure everything's straightened out, and they call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Looking downfield on first down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. At the line of scrimmage, but they won't snap it here. They're going to use the timeout instead. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. Motion from the wideout. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Wide open downfield. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. And the Black Knights in the hurry-up. From the red zone, looking for a man. Tight end finds a soft spot. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position that can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy the QB will look for early and often in this game.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Out of the gun, the inside give. Touchdown, Army! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And he's coming out of the end zone. He had visions of glory on that return, but he'll step out of bounds at the 29. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Stopped in the backfield as his defense doesn't want to let anything slip through here late in the half. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Men, week 9, go time. So let's get down to business with a notable update from the world of college football. We start our coverage with Auburn, taking on the number 6 team, the Ole Miss Rebels. And it's the Tigers with a statement victory here in a surprising result. Going into this game, they did not look like the better team. And that now gets this group to 3 wins, which is nothing to write home about yet. But brick by brick, this staff is starting to build something. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
Makes the grab. It's Chapman. There he goes. They finally get to him. The what a play there to pick up the first down. They came out hot on this drive. 1 play and already near midfield. Caught in the backfield. It's Chapman. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk, and on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
Looking to throw, it's Nolan. Fires to the middle. For the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Stopped at the 46-yard line and just making a play and turning in the interception.
And it's frustrating because you go into half and the coaches tell you what they want to accomplish. Listen, we've seen this the whole first half. This is what they're doing. Not a good job coming out first drive, trying to get some momentum created. Turn it over to the other team. Give them a good field position now, too. Not the ideal start.
Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to fire. Not in lockstep there with the receiver. Third and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. A strike downfield. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Makes a grab. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Black Knights. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
And you got to love seeing that if you're the head coach of this team, right? You always want to see your team start fast early in games and then also start fast at the beginning of the third quarter. You had a big lead. You take the ball right away here in the second half. You drive it down the field, and you score. This offense has been dialed in right from the get-go. It's been very impressive to watch.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
To the air, it's Nolan. He's going to fire deep. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Got room on the return. Touchdown, Army! How about this defense taking one back to the house? PAT unit on the field. And the kick is good, but there is a penalty flag because he paid for making that kick. I think they're going to get him for roughing the kicker. That was a reckless hit by the defender. The kickers are in a vulnerable spot, and they have to protect them. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Memphis offense to start this drive. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
A CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. We got to stop turning the football over.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Back to pass, it's Nolan. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Going to try to get it himself. Quarterback's got the first. He moves the chains and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
Going long. Going up for grabs, and he beats his man and pulls it down.
And this offense is going to need more of those, man. You've dug yourself a little bit of a hole. Defense still giving up points on the last possession, man. You got to put it in overdrive. You need more big plays, more shots down the field. You got to continue to be aggressive.
Nearly another interception. It'll be second down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his...
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Makes the catch. Plenty of room. Feet down in the end zone. He'll try to tack on one more. Right down the boulevard. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. And the finisher, an 18-yard touchdown throw. He'll bring it out. It's Benson. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Black Knights offense will go to work. They still have the lead, but a productive drive here would keep it a comfortable lead. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up second and 10.
No doubt, offense wants to keep running the football to win this game, but I'm wondering if they're starting to go to the well too often. They got to start showing some new wrinkles here in the second half.
Got stuffed on first down. It's second and 10. Back to pass. The safe call on the wide receiver screen. He'll get a fresh set of down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
Man, they've been scoring a lot of points. When you've got the skill and you've got the speed outside at wide receiver, that's why. And here we are in the second half, and nothing's changing. If they can't cover us, we're going to keep taking shots, and that's what you got to do. This quarterback right now, he's in a beautiful rhythm. He's seeing the field. The game looks slow to him right now, and he's executing at an incredibly high level. And these receivers outside, man, they are winning each and every time.
The Black Knights have it with a first and 10. The lone back's got it. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be second and 8.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll go right back to the run. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's two runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Fights off a defender. Across the 35. Maybe a crease. a step and just dusted the field.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
And the extra point was good. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Dropping back, it's Nolan. Going deep. Snags it on the right. And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets them 30-plus.
Well, these two have been absolutely unstoppable in this game, and it just feels like every time this guy drops back to throw, he's throwing it to one guy and one guy only. The defense cannot stop him. He has been a matchup nightmare all game long.
Quick step and go. Makes a grab and room to run. Touchdown, Tigers. Rolled into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up.
And man, oh man, I don't know how you leave that guy open for the touchdown. Like some kind of miscommunication on the defense. He has had a big day. He's a go-to guy. Palmer, I don't know what you saw with your quarterback eyes, but it looked like a bust by the defense.
Yeah, and that's inexcusable by this defense because this guy's already burned you in this game. He's lighting you up. If there's anybody that you got to be aware of, if there's one player that you have to know where he's lined up every single play, it's him. So for the defense to allow him to be that wide open on that play at this point of the game, no bueno on D.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. First play of the drive wants to throw. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
I wonder if the receiver heard footsteps on that play. Defender, very, very close, but you'd like to see your wide receiver haul that in.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Anderson. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
We've reached the break, and Army has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. After swapping ends of the field, they gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got out of trouble and throws. And they can't make the play on third down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
They punt it away on fourth down. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. When the defense got the stop, they could have used a few more of those earlier. Still a big deficit here late. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Now facing second and long after the defense came up with that sack.
I got to be honest, I'm a little surprised the offense is trying to go so fast here after giving up a huge loss on that sack. You'd think they'd want to just take a second, regroup before running this next play.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. He might want another play. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Looking long. He's got it inside the 25. He'll be pulled down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line as they play a little pitch, catch, and run. And, Jesse, there's a huge mountain to climb here, but you might as well start with a chunk play.
Well, you got to start somewhere, Reese. It's been tough going for this offense all game long. They find themselves in a hole, but I love the aggressive nature. Keep taking shots. Keep trying to claw your way back into this one.
And that triple option is exactly what it sounds like. You have the dive, the quarterback run, and the pitch. And the QB was a little bit confused what to do.
And you wondered if he would have had an opportunity to get that pitch off, but how are they going to get this option game going?
I got to do a really good job with my quarterback threatening.
And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And I want to be aggressive in these situations. When I got second and goal, I want to go out and try to get that touchdown. But I do like how he didn't force the ball into coverage, didn't make a big mistake, throw a turnover in this area. You want to make sure you can guarantee points. You still got third and goal coming up, and if you want to go for it on fourth.
It's third and goal and a long way from the end zone. Dropping back, it's Nolan. Fires to the wideout. And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing.
Now, the offense is still out there. They're taking a gamble here. They could come up empty by passing on the field goal here on fourth down. Let's it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Made the grab in the end zone. Third touchdown of the game, a third of his season total. He now has 9 on the year.
Man, what a backbreaker for this defense. You do such a good job backing him up, making it fourth and goal, making it a long situation, and the offense comes through with the touchdown pass. That's just heartbreaking for this defense.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. So that last touchdown made it a two-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. The handoff, keep working on that clock. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. Low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs. And if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. And it's a sack. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
But one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Now, I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
The Memphis Tigers offense ready to set up shop. They get the ball back after the punt, and they've got to be efficient here as time is winding down. Looking to the big tight end. With the catch, it's Tipton. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. After that huge play, they've now got it inside the 30. It's 1st and 10. Scanning the field, it's Nolan. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
Quarterback making checks. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He's got him. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Memphis picking up the tempo. They just keep firing. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. Motion from the wide receiver. Got his man on the right. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a masterclass in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way, and you're right. In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Out of the gun to give to the back. Turning it on! And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see, gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
It's complete to the left. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
And the Black Knights will snap it on 1st and 10. Pulls it on the option. Gets the first himself. He's got enough to move the chains, and that clock will keep moving, and they'll be able to run it out. Now Memphis will use its second timeout. And that got under their skin a little bit, having to use the TO after giving up the first down. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Hard running there. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Keeps it on the option. There's a crease. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. The Black Knights pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand. Safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready.
Breaks into the open. They'll get him on the ground, but he takes it all the way down to the 10.